Sometimes the line between love and hate is drawn not by malice, but by a terrible misunderstanding. A shadow of jealousy, a misinterpreted image, and a life can be turned upside down in an instant. This is the story of Helena, a woman whose maternal joy was turned into a nightmare by the brutal distrust of the person who should have respected her the most. Prepare for an intense narrative about prejudice, violence, and the search for justice. Helena, 52, was a successful woman who had built an empire on her own after her husband's early death. Her greatest pride, however, was her son Daniel, 28. The physical distance between them, she in Milan for work, he in Sao Paulo, was bridged by a deep love. When Daniel announced his engagement to Julia, 25, Helena was overjoyed. She cancelled all her appointments and took the first flight back to Brazil, eager to meet her future daughter-in-law. The reunion with her son was emotional. They had a special dinner at an intimate restaurant. Moved, Daniel posted a picture of the two of them on Instagram with the caption, "My rock. The most important woman in my life, always by my side." The gesture was pure affection, but in the eyes of Julia, consumed by insecurity, it was confirmation of her worst suspicions. She didn't know Helena personally, and in the photo she saw not a mother but an elegant and mature rival. On the day of the engagement banquet, Helena, wanting to look impeccable, went to a beauty salon. While waiting, Julia entered the salon accompanied by 5 friends. Her face, once sweet in photos, was distorted by visceral anger. Without hesitation she walked up to Helena and, in front of everyone, slapped her violently. "You shameless woman! Did you think I wouldn't find you?" screamed Julia, grabbing Helena's hair. "Julia, it's a mistake. I'm Daniel's mother." Helena tried to explain, stunned by the pain and public humiliation. But Julia was deaf to reason. Encouraged by her friends, she ordered the attack. "Show this, mistress, what happens to those who mess with my man." The group surrounded Helena, who was pulled to the floor. Kicks, punches, and cruel insults rained down on her. The employees and clients in the salon, in shock, filmed everything, no one daring to intervene. Julia, in a frenzy of jealousy, ripped Helena's expensive dress, exposing her to ridicule and shame. "I'll ruin your life. After the wedding, you'll never get near him again," she vociferated, taking pictures of Helena's bloodied and half-naked body. Despite the excruciating pain, Helena pleaded, "Call Daniel. He'll explain everything." Julia just laughed, calling her a desperate liar. Blind to her own narrative, she dragged Helena, now barely covered in rags, to the lobby of the hotel where the banquet was to be held. Before the shocked guests, including Julia's own parents, the humiliation continued. Julia's mother, believing her daughter completely, joined in the insults. It was then that Julia's phone rang. It was Daniel, impatient. "Julia, where are you? My mother just arrived at the hotel and we can't find you." The blood seemed to freeze in Julia's veins. Your mother?" she stammered, her gaze fixed on the shattered woman at her feet. Daniel's voice echoed, clear and cutting through the speakerphone. "Yes, my mother. The woman in the photo. What have you done, Julia?" The silence that fell over the lobby was more eloquent than any scream. The reality of the situation dawned on everyone. Julia's eyes widened in pure terror as the knife she had been holding to threaten Helena fell to the floor. Arrogance gave way to despair. She had destroyed her own future, her reputation, and almost taken the life of her mother-in-law, all over a sick assumption. At that moment, Daniel burst into the room. Upon seeing his mother disfigured, bloodied, and wrapped in rags, his face contorted in agony. He ran to embrace her, while Julia and her family recoiled, realizing the irreparable magnitude of what they had done. The assault left Helena with scars much deeper than the physical ones. Her trust in people was shaken. Daniel, consumed by guilt for not having introduced his mother to his fiancée earlier, immediately broke off the engagement. Julia and her friends faced criminal charges for assault, kidnapping, and defamation. The multi-million-dollar villa Helena had bought as a gift was never delivered. Helena's story is a dark warning about the dangers of pathological jealousy and impulsive violence. A simple misunderstanding, fueled by distrust, was able to destroy lives in a matter of minutes. What do you think happened to Julia and her accomplices? Was justice served? This case makes us reflect on how many stories like this happen every day unreported. If this narrative moved you and made you think, Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more content that explores the complexities of real life. Your opinion is important. Comment below what you would have done in Helena's place. Until the next story.